If you are a veteran, chances are you have been told a lot of different things about the VA home loan. Some true, and unfortunately, probably most not true. So, what you're about to learn in this video right here is the real processes, the real rules, and the real advantages of the VA home loan benefit, all coming from someone who has both professional and personal experience using the VA home loan to purchase several $1,000,000 worth of real estate. Stick with me throughout this video, and we're going to learn what the VA home loan is, who is eligible for the VA home loan, how to use the VA home loan, and then at the very end of the video, I'm going to tell you 5 things that should have saved me several hours and several thousands of dollars to help you when you use your VA home loan benefit. And by the way, my name's Dylan Severing. I make these videos to inform and guide veterans and service members regarding their VA home loan benefit from my personal and professional experiences using the VA home loan. I schedule calls 7 days a week, 100% free, answering questions about buying, building, refinancing, everything VA home loan related. So if you don't know what your next move is, if you're thinking about using your VA home loan, make sure you schedule a call. My link to my calendar is in the description down below. What the VA home loan is. The VA home loan allows eligible veterans and service members to purchase their primary residence with 100% financing, meaning no down payment. It's backed by the Department of Veterans Affairs, which means most loans or most mortgages you take out require some sort of a down payment, whether it be 20% or some have 3.5%. But the VA guarantees this 20% down on your behalf, so you or I, as the veteran borrower, do not have to pay this 20% down. The VA home loan is for primary residences only. So that means no vacation or second homes and no investment properties. But the VA home loan is a very powerful tool that has some of the lowest interest rates on the market, easier or more lenient credit standards, no premium mortgage insurance, and long-term flexibility for future purchases. So who is eligible for the VA home loan? Eligibility for the VA home loan is based off of service time in 2 different categories, during wartime and during peacetime. For during wartime veterans, typically is a 90-day service of active duty. For peacetime, it's usually 181 days of continuous active duty service. For National Guard or reserves, it is a 6-year requirement, or at least 90 days of active duty under Title 10. What can you buy with the VA home loan? Many people think that the VA home loan is very limiting, but that is simply not true. With the VA home loan, you can buy single-family homes. You can buy multifamily homes like a duplex, triplex, or fourplex. You can do a modular home, a manufactured home, even a barn-dominium or a condo. And yes, you can even build all of these properties with the VA home loan. So you can buy an existing structure or build a brand new, all with the same benefits of no down payment, no mortgage insurance, and some of the lowest rates available. So how do you use this VA home loan benefit? I'm going to summarize this into 5 simple steps. Step 1 is going to be an approval. The first step to using your VA home loan benefit, get a mortgage approval through a VA approved mortgage lender. They're going to verify your eligibility via your Certificate of Eligibility. They're going to review your income, credit, and your debt to income ratio, which is going to be your current income versus your current debts. And they're going to issue you a pre-approval letter which states the amount of mortgage that you are qualified to borrow. This step determines what your buying power is and explains your price range that you have to shop. Step 2 is going to be find a real estate agent. You want to find a real estate agent or a realtor or real estate broker who understands the VA home loan. Ideally, someone that has used it before professionally and preferably personally, of course. You also want to find someone that's local to your market and a proven track record. A VA experienced agent is going to save you tons of time, money, and avoid headaches. So step 3 is going to be touring homes and submitting offers. So once you're approved and you have your real estate agent, you're going to begin scheduling tours on different properties, and you're going to begin submitting offers, and eventually one will get accepted. So it's important that whenever you're touring these properties, that your agent understands which properties to avoid and which properties will qualify for the VA home loan. Also, it's important whenever your agent is submitting your offer on your behalf that they understand how to structure these offers that's most in your favor. So make sure you have an agent that is familiar with the VA home loan. Step 4 is going to be due diligence. So once you are officially under contract, you're going to begin doing your due diligence, focusing on the home appraisal and the home inspection. So the home inspection, although it is not required, it is optional, it is highly, highly, highly recommended that a borrower, a buyer, does have a home inspection done. A home inspection will inform a buyer of what is and is not up to code on the property, focusing on foundation, electrical, plumbing, roof, and HVAC system. Those are the 5 major components of a house. And a home inspection will give you a report on the current condition of these systems and make sure that you are buying a house that is not falling apart. Now, the appraiser is required, and your mortgage lender is going to hire an appraiser, or you're going to pay for it probably, but your mortgage lender is going to select the appraiser, and they are going to determine the current market value of this property. So this will be done during the due diligence. And then if there are any repairs that need to be done on the property, the VA appraisal will determine these, and you'll know at the time of receiving the appraisal. So after your due diligence is done, you're going to move into step 5, which is settlement and closing. So this is going to be at the very end of the transaction. You're going to come in, you're going to sign a few 100,000 papers. You're going to drop off a check. You're going to sign a new deed. It's going to go to the county recording department. And once it's recorded, the house is officially yours. So that is the 5 steps of the VA home loan. That's very, very summarized. But that's a very brief overview of what to expect when you do move forward with your VA home loan. So 5 things that every expert VA home buyer should know when using their VA home loan. Number 1 is work with a mortgage lender who specializes in VA loans. Not all mortgage lenders are built equally. Somebody that is eligible to do the VA home loan is going to have a different perspective and a different method opposed to somebody who specializes and only does the VA home loan. So working with a lender who only does the VA home loan is going to make a huge, huge, huge difference in your transaction. So I can introduce you to one if you would like. Number 2 is ask for seller paid concessions instead of a lower purchase price. A lot of people do not know that the VA home loan allows for the seller to pay up to 4% of the loan amount to the buyer to cover any of their closing costs, like your appraisals, your inspections, any of your origination fees. You can even put in judgments, liens, or credit card balances. So I've even had people pay off their credit cards, pay off their cars, at closing when buying their house. So instead of negotiating a lower purchase price, it may be more advantageous for you to negotiate seller paid concessions to pay off some other debts. Number 3 is choose a real estate broker that is familiar with the VA home loan. Working with a realtor that knows the rules of the VA home loan, they're going to help you save time when you're touring properties. They're going to be able to negotiate the contract that works best in your favor. So these things will save you lots of time and money. But if you're working with an agent that's never done this before, they don't know how to make this work in your favor. Tip number 4 is do not forget that the VA home loan has no minimum credit score requirement. This is something that most veterans do not realize. The VA handbook states that there is no minimum credit score requirement for the VA home loan benefit. So if you are denied for your credit, this means that you are working with a lender who is making their own overlays for the VA home loan. If you want, I can introduce you to a mortgage lender who follows the VA home loan handbook to a T and can write the VA home loan with no minimum credit score requirement. So the VA home loan does not have a minimum credit score requirement. That's tip number 4. Do not forget that. And tip number 5, this is a big one that I get asked on a weekly basis, which is you can use the VA home loan more than once. There's absolutely no limit on how many times you can use the VA home loan. There is a cap on the amount of entitlement you have, but you as the veteran are able to sell your house or pay your house off and restore your VA home loan entitlement, and you are able to use your VA home loan again and again. Just because you used it one time does not mean that you do not get to use it again in the future. So these are the 5 tips when using your VA home loan benefit that will save you time, money, headache, and it will give you a better real estate buying transaction. So this is the video. I hope that this has been valuable. This has been good, helpful information for you. I hope that it puts you in a better position when you do decide to move forward with your VA home loan benefit. I said it before, but I'll say it again. My name is Dylan Sievering. I schedule calls with veterans and service members 7 days a week to discuss their VA home buying or building opportunities. So if you are going to be moving forward with your VA home loan, I would love to introduce you to the right mortgage lenders, to the right real estate agents, to the right builders, whatever it is that you need. The link to my calendar is in the description down below. Schedule a call with me, and we can discuss your goals, your timelines, and develop a plan to move forward. So let me know in the comments what you want to see next, or if I need to explain something further. But thanks for watching.